Gemini. Hello, my darlings. How are you? Welcome to your reading for the month of September 2022. Or, as always, whenever you find me is perfectly fine as well. Now, I am continuing to use a couple of cards from the Chakra Insight Oracle deck as a bit of an overall theme, additional message, etc. We take it as it resonates. And you have two cards. So, my darling Gemini, you have responsibility. So the words on the card here are self-discipline, empowerment, reliability and fulfillment. Now, if you have seen me talk about this card, it has come up a couple of times in the last couple of months. I do also tend to see this card more about new growth as well, almost like an Ace of Pentacles type energy with that new seedling there, all right? It's almost like an unfolding or an opening, a seed that is germinating and starting to grow. So we will see if the message of the card literally as mentioned there, whether that message comes through as we continue on or whether it is more that new growth Ace of Pentacles type energy. You also have the mind, and the words on the card are openness, flexibility, imagination and learning. So obviously this is sort of sitting into that third eye chakra quite clearly with the window in the center of her forehead. So there may be some kind of opening up psychically, spiritually, intuitively. Again, I feel like for many of the people that are drawn to my readings, I feel like you're already in this space. I feel like you're already doing this kind of work, if you will. I feel like this is something that you are already practiced at, this idea of connecting into your intuition, connecting into your higher wisdom, connecting into source or your higher self. Okay. So I am looking at just a couple of cards from it was going to be one, but again, you've got two. This is the energy coming in to the start of the month, and we have the Nine of Cups, and we also have the Ace of Wands. Okay. So pretty strong energy coming in from past energy coming into the start of the month. I do feel like maybe you're feeling pretty happy, pretty secure, pretty safe, pretty inspired. We've got the Ace of Wands. You should be feeling pretty inspired about, where you've come from and where you're going to. Now, the bulk of the reading, I'm going to be using the Tarot of Curious Creatures by Chris-Anne. Now, I'm doing less shuffling this time around, but I will take the jump outs as they come. I love confirmation from Spirit. This happened with Sagittarius's reading as well. They got the same card. They got the Justice card as the energy coming in, and then they got the Justice card as the overall energy for the month. You've done the same. So Nine of Cups is the energy coming into the month, and it's the energy that is carrying you through the month as well. So, so you should be continuing this month feeling really good. All right, we have the Hierophant card as well, has come out. Let's have a look. We have the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so that's what I was talking about before with that responsibility card, how it did have very much an Ace of Pentacles, new beginnings, possibly a new offer from the universe, something new, growing, germinating, the potential to grow into something magnificent. And with these energies behind it, with that Nine of Cups and that Ace of Wands energy behind it, looks to be or feels pretty good so far. So let's have a look at what else we have. We do have the Page of Swords has come out for you as well. Okay. We have the Four of Swords. Okay. We have the Chariot. Chariot is one of my favorite cards in the deck. I'm not going to lie. I don't know why. I just love it. I think it's because it's, it's about you being in charge of where you're going. And, I love that as an idea. Right, we have the Fool card. Beautiful. And then we have the Seven of Wands. Now, I don't read reversals unless my guides particularly tell me to read it in reverse. Now, this did come out in reverse, and I am being asked to read it in reverse. So I'm going to pop it down there in reverse. So the final card on the bottom of this row here is going to be an additional message from Spirit, from your guides, from Source, your higher self, however that relates for you. We do have the Tower card. Okay. Now, some of you may freak out seeing the Tower card. You know, sometimes we see the Tower card and we go, no, I don't want a Tower moment. But sometimes all the Tower is about an opportunity for us to restructure things, all right, to work through things that are no longer working for us so that we can move into a place. Okay. Thank you, guys. We've got the Tower card from the Rider-Waite Tarot as well. Okay. So as I was saying, or as I was leading into with the Tower card, sometimes it's an opportunity for us to rebuild. So we can see in particular, and it's good that this card's come up because this is really where the message of the Tower is very clear. So we can see that those people are in a burning building. They're in a castle or a building that is burning, and it's also collapsing, and it's hit by lightning. And it's so I guess the short version is that you don't want to be here, all right? So you're better off getting out of that burning building, the collapsing building, and restarting. You know, look at what you can salvage maybe from that collapse, and look at how you can build up something better, something that's more suited to who you are now, where you want to move forward into the future. So as I said, the Tower moment can be very confronting for people. They don't want to have to deal with the upheaval of the Tower. I will say too, it's always very important to remember that the tarot is not, you know, it's not there to tell us this is going to happen. We can use this as a way for us to maybe even see the warning signs. So if there's something that you know in your life has got the foundations cracking, it's an opportunity for you to get in and maybe start that rebuild before it all collapses and catches on fire as well. So it's a way for us to kind of gauge the energies that are coming, and allow that to allow ourselves to work with it. Now, I will say with this Fool on the top top right-hand corner, that this Tower moment may actually bring on a brand new start for you, a new leap of faith, all right, a new journey where you are taking the plunge, where you're taking a step into something new. For some of you, I feel like this could be a step into a more spiritual space. Okay, we've got that lotus flower on the bottom of the Fool card there. This could, as I said, for some of you be a leap of faith into a more spiritual version of yourself. Okay, you may want to rebuild this Tower to look like a version of you that is more in line with your true spiritual nature. Again, with this Mind card here, you have been asking the question, you know, is this me? Who am I? What do I want to look like moving forward? So let's have a look at what else is going on for you. So if I come back to this responsibility card, as I said, it did have that Ace of Pentacles kind of vibe energy for me. I do feel like with this Ace of Pentacles coming through, that this is more of the message that's coming through rather than the words on the card, which is, as I said, responsibility, self-discipline, empowerment, reliability, and fulfillment. I feel like it's more of a new growth. Something new has been germinating. You've planted the seed for something. Okay, we've got this here is the seed that's being offered in the Ace of Pentacles. So you have planted that seed. It's something that is going to grow and nurture. And you've also got this Ace of Wands energy as well. Now, Sagittarius just had two aces in their reading as well. So I think for a lot of us, again, on the collective, we are being invited into, I guess, these new starts, these new opportunities. All right, the world has shifted so much in the last couple of years that many of us are questioning who we are. Even this Hierophant card here, it may be that, you know, you might even be questioning the structures that have been around you or are around you, whether that's, like a government structure or a religious structure maybe that you've historically been involved in. And maybe you're sort of starting to question whether that resonates for you anymore, whether, the Hierophant is about where you're getting your teaching, where you're learning things from. And you might decide that where you have historically been learning isn't the right fit for you anymore. I mean, if we look at this Lama on here, we can see that, they're pretty quirky, they're pretty individual, and they're probably not going to fit into some of the established structures, I guess, that we've got in place. And so it may be that you want to step out and look a little bit like a different version of yourself, and you may actually start to be getting that your learning or your wisdom from a higher place. So whether that's your higher self, your intuitive wisdom, whether you're connecting into source, as I said. So do take it as it resonates, but I feel like you might be questioning, whether the structures you've been surrounding yourself with in the past is still relevant for you, or whether they are actually collapsing, or whether they are potentially now a little bit antiquated, and whether you need to take a new route, whether you want to take a new route, okay, with this Chariot card here. The Chariot card does say that you are in control. You know exactly where you want to go. You are perfectly balanced on that bicycle, and you're balanced here either side by the black and the white cat. It's the balance of dark and light, good and evil, if you will. And, and I love this particular Chariot card because it's got the camel there riding that bicycle. We know that the camel has this ability to travel long distances. It's got this resilience. It's got this very kind of solid nature about itself. So this is telling me that, you are in control. You do know where you want to go. I don't feel like it's going to be a difficult journey, even though you've got these two Tower cards. I feel like, as I said, those Tower cards are kind of restructuring that needs to happen for you to take this new opportunity, the Ace of Wands, for you to take this new opportunity of the Fool card. So please don't be intimidated by that. Those two Tower cards, as I said, it's something that needs to happen for you. And I'm also not worried about it because you're coming in with the energy of 2 Nine of Cups. Okay, so you're coming in with wish fulfillment. All right, you're coming in feeling like really incredible and happy and joyous and abundant. Okay, so this is the energy you're coming in with. This is the energy you're maintaining throughout the month of September or whenever you're watching this. So, so I feel like you're going to be able to handle, excuse me, whatever this Tower moment is in the future. The other thing I will say is this is Four of Swords. So this is in the position of your emotions. Excuse me, I'm a little hoarse. Okay, as opposed to a little sloth. All right, so the Four of Swords is, this is rest and recovery. All right, you may have been burnt out. You may have actually, the Four of Swords comes after the Three of Swords. Yeah, no kidding. Sorry about that. But the Three of Swords is about grief. It's about heartbreak. You may have actually been through a heartbreak, some sort of loss, some sort of grieving process that you have been going through, or that you need to go through and have this time and space to rest and allow yourself that rest, recovery, rejuvenation. All right, for some of you this may actually involve meditation as well. We do have that indigo throw or shawl that the sloth is under, so again leaning into that sort of third eye, almost meditative kind of message, or certainly the color is that indigo of the third eye. So for some of you, working through your emotions this month maybe meditation may be a way for you to do that. Okay. All right. Now, in terms of this Page of Swords, this is in the position of inspirations this month for you. I do feel like, to be honest, I feel like you actually don't need a lot of inspiration this month. I feel like you may actually be inspired. For some of you, you may be inspired to go back and do some extra study in terms of your area of work, or I guess where you spend your time, even if that's, being a parent or being retired. There may be some kind of extra study that you undertake that, and I want to say it lifts your vibration, all right? So this isn't just to get another qualification under your belt, because I feel like with that Hierophant energy before, as I was talking about, I feel like you sort of moved past that necessity almost to have letters after your name. This is about your learning on a higher level. This is about, you can see those books are raised off the ground. They are vibrating. So whatever this area of study that you might be undertaking, it's to raise your vibration. It's to take things to another level. And, obviously next to that Fool card, that could well be to do with the new beginning that you are facing with this, the Mind card, that tapping into higher wisdoms, etc., etc. So, but for some of you also, it's also an invitation or a reminder for us to keep our ideas fresh, the swords are about intellect as well. So it's about keeping a sharp intellect, all right? So this could be, all of the pages really, they're a youthful kind of energy. So it could be that you could actually be getting some advice, or you may know some young people who are really kind of intellectually switched on. So you may actually be inspired by somebody who's younger than you in terms of how you want to move forward in terms of this new beginning that the Fool card is bringing in. So if you do have young people in your life around you, whether that's kids, grandkids, even colleagues, friends, then you may actually be inspired by some of their ideas. Okay, that's the sense that's coming through with that particular card in that layout. The only other card I really do want to touch on is this Seven of Wands that's come out in reverse. And this is in the position of career, finances, and resources. So I feel like you might actually be dropping your guard on something. So I feel like you might be kind of relaxing a little bit in terms of how you want to move forward with your career, finances, and resources, etc. So the Seven of Wands, if we turn it up the right way, we can see how defensive she is. She's really holding her ground on something. She's very determined. And I feel like sometimes this determination can block things, good things coming towards us. So I feel like you've almost let go. And if we turn that upside down, those wands are just going to fall away. So I feel like those defenses have or will be falling away in terms of you moving forward with your career, finances, resources, and so forth. Okay, beautiful. All right, Gemini, what else is going on for you, my darlings? I think that's all I really wanted to touch on. I'll just come back to the Chariot just quickly, because in terms of the layout for the reading, it is in the position of how we can best support ourselves or our health this week. So it may be that in terms of supporting yourself, in terms of your health, you may need to actually be quite focused on that. You may need to be quite set on where you want to go. I'll just see if I can zoom in and get him to focus. There we go. You may need to be quite determined on what your path looks like, okay? And whether that is how you can stay grounded, maybe even that Four of Swords. You might need to really commit, all right, and just charge forward in terms of your health, in terms of your meditative practice, in terms of keeping grounded, keeping focused, all right. There may be some kind of extra commitment that's required for you to move through and get the most out of that, okay? So really tap into that strong, robust nature of that camel and that longevity of, particularly in terms of health, or even, even in terms of how we can support ourselves. It's not, it's not a sprint. These things are marathons, all right? These things are things that we need to keep working on. We need to keep building on. We need to keep moving forward, even if it's slow. But yeah. Okay. All right, my darlings. I do think that is it. No, I just want to come back to this Hierophant card. There is a message coming through for some of you. I'm being drawn to this old school, what is it, I don't know, is that a ghetto blaster? I don't know. So this old school speaker thing here. I'm getting the sense that some of you, in terms of stepping into who you are, like letting go of antiquated structures that may be falling around, that some of you are actually going to blast your way into this new beginning, all right? So we can see that Fool card, that dog is like absolutely jumping off the cliff with not a care in the world. So it's in a similar way, I feel like this Hierophant is kind of like, everyone's going to know you're coming, all right? And that's not a bad thing, because you've got a lot of your own individual strengths and characters that the world needs to see, all right? You can see here the sunburst behind the Hierophant there. So, you're bursting with light. You're bursting to share your light with the world. Okay, now I think that's it, Gemini. All right, my darlings, I do hope that has resonated. If it has, please do like, share, and subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you really soon. All right, my friends. Bye-bye.